Hi students, how are you all? Welcome back to online class. So in the previous class we have discussed about the spectrum and wave nature of the electromagnetic wave and its characteristics. So what is the spectrum? What is the nature of the electromagnetic wave? What is electromagnetic spectrum in terms of frequency we have discussed in the previous class. So in this class let us discuss some more characteristics. What is exactly this electromagnetic spectrum in terms of wavelength? So which wavelength has high energy, which wavelength has low energy? Let us discuss in this class. Structure of the atom, class 10, part 2, electromagnetic spectrum. So what is electromagnetic spectrum in terms of frequencies? Electromagnetic wave can have a wide variety of frequencies. The entire range of all these frequencies is called electromagnetic spectrum. This is in terms of frequencies. Now, in terms of wavelength, if you define electromagnetic spectrum, electromagnetic wave can have wide varieties of wavelengths. The entire range of all these wavelengths is called electromagnetic spectrum. In visible spectrum, we have seen that there are 7 wavelengths. That means from red color to violet color. Only 7 wavelengths, that means 7 colors we can able to see. What about remaining wavelengths? Is there any other wavelengths other than these 7 wavelengths? That means other than 7 colors, is there any other colors? That means electromagnetic wave, a wide variety of wavelengths. That means not only 7 colors, not only 7 wavelengths. There are so many, there are different wavelengths, but only 7 colors. That means 7 wavelengths only visible. That is called visible spectrum. So what is the exact range of the wavelengths of electromagnetic wave? So it starts from gamma rays to radio waves. So the entire range, gamma rays high energy, radio waves lower energy. So you can observe in the textbook. Once you see the electromagnetic spectrum diagram is given, watch the diagram once. So if you observe the diagram, what is the starting rays in the diagram? Gamma rays are there. So cosmic rays, X-rays, microwaves, radio waves, broadcast band, like that is there. Down you can see gamma rays, UV rays, IR rays, infrared rays, and radar rays. So these are the entire range of electromagnetic spectrum, entire range. So in that visible spectrum is separately given down. So for left side for the visible spectrum, what is UV rays is there. Right side IR rays, infrared rays is there. So in between UV rays and IR rays there is a visible spectrum. Visible spectrum between UV rays. UV rays has high energy. High energy is nothing but high frequency and low wavelength. Wavelength is very short, frequency is very high for UV rays. And IR rays, these are the less energy because of highest wavelength and low frequency. Wavelength is nothing but, wavelength already we discussed in the previous section. If you do not see, you go and watch there. So this is about electromagnetic spectrum. So if you observe how the energy is changing in the electromagnetic wave. So when you move from left to right, that means gamma rays to, when you move from gamma rays to radio waves, what is changing? Frequency is decreasing. Frequency is decreasing and wavelength is increasing. Frequency decreasing, wavelength is increasing. That means when you move from left to right, so write down there in the textbook. So when you move from left to right, wavelength is increasing and frequency is decreasing. And when you move from right to left, wavelength is decreasing and frequency is increasing. You can observe in the diagram also. Okay, then you can understand easily. So by observing this diagram, you have to note down in the textbook itself with the pencil and draw a arrow mark. So from left to right, frequency is decreasing, wavelength increasing. Okay, right to left, frequency is increasing and wavelength is decreasing. So this is happening in the electromagnetic wave. Spectrum is two types. One is continuous spectrum and discontinuous spectrum. In continuous spectrum, we will observe this visible spectrum. Visible spectrum is the best example for continuous spectrum. Rainbow is the best example for visible spectrum in continuous spectrum. So when you come for discontinuous spectrum, again there are two types in discontinuous spectrum. One is absorption spectrum and emission spectrum. Absorption spectrum is nothing but it absorbs the energy. Emission spectrum, it emits light. It emits light. So in emission spectrum, we will observe again two types, line spectrum and band spectrum. So these are the types of spectrum. Now we have a question. One question. What happens when you heat an iron rod on a flame? What happens when you heat an iron rod on a flame? So if you continuously heat an iron rod on a flame, what changes do you observe? So go this blacksmith people, that means a person who is working with iron articles, who is called blacksmith. Always they make an articles, they make a tools with the iron articles, iron rods. So they will heat the iron bars. So what happens when you heat an iron bar? Slowly it gains some energy. After that, iron bar emits colors. Emits is nothing but releases some energy as a light. So result, we will observe the colors. Which color we will observe first? So first iron bar turns into red color, because red color has high wavelength and low frequency. It has a low energy. That is why we can see first red color. Then slowly we will observe the remaining colors like orange, yellow, blue and so on. So you can see the order in the VIBGR. Even you can observe white color also when the amount of heat is sufficiently applied. When you give in sufficient heat energy, even we can see the white color, because all the wavelengths will emit colors. All the colors mixes and looks like a white color. In the visible spectrum, we can say that red color has low energy because it has high wavelength and low frequency. When the frequency is low, it has a low energy. So in the VIBGR, violet color has high energy because of its high frequency and a low wavelength. And the next question is, do you observe any other colors when one color is emitted? So when we observe one color, for example red color, we are observing. Do you observe any other colors along with red color? That means no, we cannot able to see, because other colors also emits along with red color, but due to high intensity of one particular color, for example red color has high intensity, that means high energy. So the remaining colors we cannot able to see, dominating the other colors. This is the reason. So this is a continuous spectrum. So in the olden tradition, scientists thought that energy is released in continuous manner like this. This is a continuous spectrum. That is why the entire range of all the frequencies or all the wavelengths is called electromagnetic spectrum, we said. Electromagnetic spectrum can have a wide variety of wavelengths or frequencies. The entire range of all these frequencies or wavelengths is called electromagnetic spectrum. Max Planck broke this continuous tradition of energy. Whatever previously is going on, that means energy is continuously increasing or continuously decreasing. So when you observe a ramp and steps, okay, so ramp, that means continuously we can move, slowly we can go down or we can go slowly upwards. So this is like a continuous spectrum, continuously energy increasing or continuously energy decreasing. This is the tradition. But Max Planck came forward and he said energy is not continuously increasing. He gave some suggestions. He observed some experiments on iron particles, and while gaining this energy, he observed so many changes. Energy is not continuously increasing or continuously decreasing. That means continuously not observing. There is a energy is quantized. Quantized is nothing but quantity, certain quantity wise. It's like a packets. One packet of energy is completed after next packet and the third packet, like that, packets wise. So this packet, for understanding purpose, we can call this a packet. So this is in scientific knowledge. Max Planck said this is a quantum we call. So that is why energy is quantized. That is, the energy for a certain frequency E can be represented by the equation E is equal to h nu. Here E is energy, and what is h? Max Planck constant. Simply we can call Planck's constant. Its value also given 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. Nu is the frequency of the radiation observed or emitted. Now, if you observe the visible spectrum from violet color to red color, which color has high energy? Violet color has high energy. Which color has lower energy? Red color has lower energy, because red color has high wavelength and low frequency, and violet color has high frequency and low wavelength. So remaining colors you can in between the red color and violet color. For example, when you compare red color and blue color, which color has high energy, which color has low energy? So when you compare red color and blue color, red color has lower energy and blue color has highest energy, higher energy, because of its red color has high wavelength and low frequency, blue color has a low wavelength and high frequency. Can we increase the energy emitted of a material body? We can increase the energy of the material body by increasing its heat energy, supplying heat energy. If you increase the heat energy, automatically emitted energy also increases. What is the significance of Planck's proposal? See the textbook. The significance of Planck's proposal is that electromagnetic energy can be gained or lost in discrete values. Here discrete values means separate values and not in a continuous manner. So electromagnetic energy gained or lost in a discrete values, separate values like a packets, not in a continuous manner. So this is the significance of Planck's proposal. Hence, emission or absorption of a light spectrum is a collection of group of wavelengths. Next one. Do you enjoy Deepavali fireworks? Yes or no? If you observe, okay. If you do not observe, see once. Yes. See how beautifully we can observe the colors. So many colors are emitted. How these colors are appear? How these colors are forming? Variety of colors is seen. Variety of colors is seen from fireworks. How these colors are formed? What is behind this? Let us see. How do these colors come from fireworks? Let us see by an activity. Activity number 2. Observe the activity. Take a pinch of cupric chloride in a watch glass. Cupric chloride, copper 2 chloride, in a watch glass, and make a paste with concentrated hydrochloric acid. Concentrated hydrochloric, HCl, hydrochloric acid. HCl means hydrochloric acid, concentrated, high energy. Take this paste on a platinum loop and introduce into a non-luminous flame. So you can observe the picture. So a little amount of cupric chloride on a watch glass and 2-3 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid on the watch glass along with this copper chloride. Mix this with the help of glass rod, and with the platinum loop you can introduce into a non-luminous flame. What do you observe? How the color of the flame? If you want to see the color of the flame, you can observe the figure. Then same activity you can continue with the strontium chloride. Take a pinch of strontium chloride and add 2-3 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid and make a paste, and with the platinum loop you can introduce into the non-luminous flame. Now which color is formed in the flame? You have to observe the color of the flame. So different colors you will be seen. When you introduce copper chloride into the flame, you will observe green color. Green colored flame you will observe. And when you come from this one, strontium chloride, you will observe crimson red color. You can underline that one too also. Do you observe yellow light in street lamps? When you go to the cities, you will observe yellow lights in the street lamps. So how this yellow light formed? Because of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride vapors produces yellow color. So 3 colors now we have observed. One is cupric chloride, green color, strontium chloride, crimson red color, and sodium chloride, yellow color. And different colors of salts, different salts also given. You can observe the picture. So many colors are there. Different salts produces different colors. All are chlorides only. So you can observe the picture and note down if you want. So main these 3. What is that? Cupric chloride, strontium chloride, sodium chloride. These 3 colors important for our section. That means for our class standard. The remaining colors also for our knowledge. You can write down in a notebook. Observe the figure. So now the question is, why do different elements emit different flames? That means different flame colors when heated by the same non-luminous flame. So we introduced in the same non-luminous flame, but different elements emits different flame colors. What is the reason? What is the reason behind this? Scientists found that each element emits its own characteristic color. Scientists found that each element emits its own characteristic color. These colors correspond to certain discrete wavelengths of light and are called line spectra. So these colors correspond to certain discrete wavelengths. That means each element has a certain discrete wavelengths of light. This is called line spectra. So what is the use of line spectra? So line spectra simply like a fingerprints. So how we can identify the people with the help of fingerprints? So like that we can identify the unknown atoms, unknown elements with the help of this line spectra. Next one, Zeeman effect and Stark effect. What is Zeeman effect? The splitting of spectral lines of atoms and molecules in the presence of external magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. And the Stark effect is nothing but the splitting of spectral lines of molecules or atoms in presence of electric field, external electric field is called Stark effect. So these are the two types, basic types you will see here. The more about this Zeeman effect and Stark effect you will see in the next grade. So my dear students, so this is the end of the session. So we can conclude this session with a home task. So whatever you have observed, learned in this video, you have to maintain a running notes, and after that home task is given, you can answer that home task. So my dear students, I think you have understand this session. So if you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me, and the home task will be sent through the link. We can answer there itself in the comment section. You can write your answers. Small questions I will give. I will write as usual before I have sent link, like that. I will send the link. You can follow the link to answer the home task. So thank you. We will meet again in the next part. Thank you.